Hey, this is Rev Wood. I also go by SageFT in the live training desk. This week on our review and Rev-Up, what we're going to talk about is transparency. Before we get into what happened last week, what's going to happen next week, let's do something fun. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you my profit and loss for February. Now, I don't know what it is. We're gonna reveal it together. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull this bad boy open right here. I'm gonna make the trade performance. I want to make sure you guys see this, so I'm doing it in real time. Okay, we're gonna go trade performance. Here it comes over here. Okay, we're gonna go into February 1st. We're gonna end it February 29th. Here, are you guys ready? Here it comes. Bing! Ta-da! I'm kidding. It is not what you think it is. I did get myself caught in a snare twice, 3 times. I apologize. And so I had to work my way out of a hole. Now, you guys are probably looking at, well, look at his profit factor. It's over 1. Isn't it supposed to be closer to 2? Yeah, how about 3 or 4 or 5? How about every dollar that I put in, I want to make 10? But that's not the reality of what actually happened. Have the trader that you're following show you a monthly review. Okay, we can all look good every once in a while. But real trading, I got myself in a couple drawdowns. You can clearly see I took a 255 point drawdown at one time. Now, can most of you handle that? Probably not. Did it bother me at all? No. I knew what I was doing. I knew we're at all-time highs. Let me explain how I should have made more, okay? Being at all-time highs, you never short all-time highs. The market is going to tell us when it's time to short. Now is not the time to short. When we get into the charts, you're going to see that last week it was on the volume profile, you're going to see it was, well, they're going to dip their toe a little bit lower for 5 days in a row. Then all of a sudden, boom, out of the back side of it, the top of the channel, it explodes. We're going to get into that in a second. But what we want to do is let's just take a look at, I show my trades at the end of every session. I show my trade at the end of every trade. If I miss the trade, I'll explain it. Even if I don't get filled, I'll explain it. And at the end of every day, I post a picture in our website of the actual trades that were taken throughout the day, whether I won or lost. Now, I want to bring up the point. Last week, I took an $800 day, $800 loss for the day. A lot of people were very impressed how it didn't bother me at all. Now, I asked this question to you. Does it bother you when you have a losing day? If it does, that's something you really need to work on. We can only control that with the way that we react to situations. The way that we react to situations. You should be not trading with real money if a red day bothers you. Okay? Truth and transparency is what we're working on here. Okay, now, let's get into the charts. Now that we've had fun, this is what real trading looks like. Let's carry on. Okay, now, dipping in, the best way to see what we have going on here for last week and then my observations for my next week is we can clearly see that we have a higher high, higher low situation. Let's just go to the daily so we see it. We're above the 20, way above the 200 on the daily. We're so far above it. We're 600 points above our 20 SMA on the daily. With that being said, take a look at how it stair steps itself higher, 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 higher. How did we get in? Okay, the way that we got in last week for a perfect little play was we got the perfect RBI on the line break at our current fresh supply zone that we created. We actually drew that one. We should be proud of ourselves, right? We drew that way back here. We talked about how it was going to go to 66 and 59. If it held 59, we're going to be looking for our pattern to repeat from a level. Remember, we trade to a level or from a level, and we wait for our pattern to repeat in between. We don't wait for anything else. We only trade our pattern that repeats to and from a level. In this instance, our pattern happened to be the RBI, and it happened to be from the 59 to 66 level that we were looking at. We're blasting into all-time highs. So as we transition from what we looked at last week, let's transition to what we see this week. Let's go back to the daily. What I see is high and tight. We don't sell on a big green bar. We never short all-time highs. So my opinion, next week, as Mancini says, Monday and Tuesday, we could have our hangover day. Wednesday, it starts to feel a little better. Thursday and Friday, it starts to get that juice again. It's ready for its second wind. It's ready to go back to the party. Does it repeat the pattern this week again? We're going to find that out. Moving on to the 4 hour. High and tight flag. We're recording this at 7 a.m. Eastern Time, Monday, 7:18, as you can see it right down on the bottom there. High and tight. And we're going to be either flagging along, waiting for the next break, or it is just going to break. I have no intentions of shorting. The only way that I'm going to short anything is you're going to see a massive green bar that blows through 5059 and closes down here with authority. It's the only way you're going to see me start to look at shorting. The problem with that is, again, they could buy it. So shorting up here is really, really not working. As you saw, if you rewind the tape a little bit, you'll see that my shorts in February were atrocious. I was about to say terrible. They were way worse than terrible. They were... No, I won't say it. My producer will cut it out anyway. So, with that being said, last week, the GDP and the PCE, okay, Wednesday and Friday, fueled this thing higher. Do we have anything that is going to get us, let's look at the week ahead for our news. Let's take 2 seconds to do that. I apologize, didn't have that ready to go, so it's on the fly. What I'm actually looking for is some sort of auction, right? And I don't see any 10-year, 20-year, or 30-year note auctions. Red flag. Here's the one that I do see. Jerome Powell, Wednesday and Thursday, 10 a.m. That pesky little Powell, he is not going to go away anytime soon. Friday, non-farm payroll, that will be a monster. Tuesday, PMI. Okay, so yeah, we got some work to do over the next 5 days. This is good. This is good. Nothing besides Harker at 11 a.m. on Monday. So my expectation is sideways chop, inside day, narrow range, Monday and Tuesday. Now, low volume chop could go sideways, or it can go up, or it can go down. Weak traders believe it only goes sideways. We're not going to fall for that. With that being said, everybody, I hope this review and rev up for the week has been a fun one. Thanks. I'll see you in the room.